Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I am back with another Chatty Get Ready With Me or weekly catch up. As always, I'm gonna jump right in. Okay, so I hope everybody has had an amazing start to the week. I am super excited. I just got the two minis that I ordered, the two vintage minis that I ordered from eBay. I'm super excited. I think I'm gonna do a little haul video because they just opened that huge new Target near me, and I went last night, and oh my gosh, it's so big. I've never seen a Target like it before, and it's so big. I was only able to look through, I didn't even get to the makeup. I was able to look through the skincare, basically like the skincare and clothing. I peeked a little bit at the jewelry and like the handbags and stuff, but it was just so big. And I overheard somebody talking, saying they had like an entire Halloween shop in the back, which I know the other Target that we have near us, I know they usually have like like in the back of the store, they have like a little holiday area. But the way these people were talking, this one is like huge. So yeah, super excited about the new Target. I'm gonna use, let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna use this. I haven't used this foundation in such a long time. This is the L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation in the shade 20 Golden Ivory. I think because this has got it's got sunscreen in it, and I'm pretty sure that this breaks me out, but we shall see. But anyways, yeah, so I need to go back because it was it wasn't late. It was like 8:30 when I went. I think it was about 8:30ish when I went, and they don't close till 10, but I just felt like really rushed. Like I didn't have a lot of time to look, and I was just kind of overwhelmed because there was just, oh my gosh, there was just so much. So yeah, I got Netflix back because I wanted to watch the new season. I'm gonna use these amazing sponges that I got from Dollar Tree. I freaking love this sponge. I haven't been able to get back in there to see if I can find more of these, but I'm like kind of obsessed with this sponge, and I need to get back. I bet they don't have any though, because they only had like one little rack of them, like one little peg, and I'm sure that people got it, which I don't need to be hoarding anyways. I got a 3-pack that will last me like a year because I only do my makeup about once a week, so sponges will last. I mean, that'll last me probably more than a year. But anyways, yeah, so I got Netflix back, and for Unsolved Mysteries, which I'm not gonna lie, I am a little bit, maybe they're not gonna last me a year because this one's already kind of like, this is the second time I've used it and it's already kind of fraying, which for $1.25, I am not gonna complain. But anyways, I was not super impressed with this newest season of Unsolved Mysteries. I don't know, it just didn't have super interesting like cases on it, except for the lady in Canada. That one was actually really sad. I'm gonna use this Milk Makeup Sunshine Under Eye Tint. I haven't used this in a long time, so we're gonna see. But anyways, so I got done watching that, and then I saw that they had, I saw where they have that Lacey Peterson documentary. I don't know, I don't want to say it's new because I don't know, I haven't had Netflix for a minute. So I'm not totally sure if it's like newer or older, but anyways, I saw that it was on there, and so I started watching it. I followed that when it happened, so I am pretty knowledgeable about it. And then a couple years ago, I think it's been a couple years, no, it's probably been like 3 years ago now, 2 or 3 years ago, I read through the entire deposition that Scott Peterson's attorneys put out with, I don't know if it's like part of an appeal. I think they're trying to get him a new trial because there's just a lot of issues with a lot of the evidence and a lot of the things that happened during that trial. Now, don't get me wrong. I tried to talk about this on, I think on my other channel, like a long time ago, like right after I read that deposition. And people got so mad because I'm not saying I don't think he did it. I would say I am like 70% sure that he did, but I am also one of those people that when presented with new evidence, I can change my mind. I am not saying I've changed my mind. I don't know. All I know is that there are some issues, massive issues, like his lawyers in that deposition. And my problem is, like, I cannot stand it when police officers get so laser focused on one person that they literally refuse to hear or see anything else, and they will twist evidence to make it fit their narrative. Nothing makes me more mad than that, because you are literally, and they're allowed to do it because, you know, police officers, they're like allowed to lie, they're allowed to do all kinds of really unethical things, and they do that a lot. Now, I'm not saying that he didn't do it, and I'm not saying that because I know that they had a hard time, because every single piece of evidence in that case is circumstantial. There is absolutely zero physical evidence. I mean, none. So I understand why they had to do what they had to do, because, you know, getting somebody convicted on circumstantial evidence is not the easiest thing in the world. And, you know, I know that they just wanted to make sure that he was convicted because, you know, everybody's convinced that he did it. And again, I'm not saying that he didn't. But there are some real problems. There are some serious problems with the evidence. So anyways, I'm watching that documentary again. Her mom is just amazing. The fact that it's been over 20 years now, and she participated, like, in the documentary. She's being interviewed and basically rehashing it, telling the story over again, and I just can't even imagine. But, you know, she doesn't want her daughter to be forgotten and what happened to her to be forgotten. And yeah. But anyways, when you read that deposition, you'll see that there's some real issues with something to do with the baby and how they dated that, or something about how they decided on, like, the date and time of expiration was not right. Also something about, like, the tides, and how people that are not alive anymore would be moving around in that water. And I can't remember all the details now because, like I said, it's been years since I read it, and but I remember there being a lot of issues with it, which just makes me mad, because if he is 100% guilty, and again, I do think that he is most likely guilty. I think the reason there was no physical evidence is because I think he did it Chris Watts style, and there was no physical evidence to be found because it was done in such a way that there was, you know, and her DNA obviously is all over that house. It was her house. So that is my best guess, is that that's how it was done, and that's why they weren't able to find any kind of physical evidence. I'm going to use this. I just picked this up from the Dollar Tree too. This is the LA Colors bronzer, and this is just in the shade called Bronze. Supposedly these are dupes for the NYX Butter Blush and Butter Bronzers. So I picked it up. This has got a lot of, I'm going to go in very light with this because this has got a lot of shimmer in it, which I don't usually mind, but I don't want it to be like overdone. But anyways, yeah, that's you know, my theory, and that's kind of what everybody thinks had to have happened because, you know, and I don't know, it's hard because you know that, well, I mean, they're saying that he made more than 1 acre, you know, more than one of those cement anchors, and they have come to that conclusion because of like the concrete dust and all that they found in the warehouse. But I don't know, because I don't know how accurate that is, and I just don't know. That's another thing. I don't know. I'm interested to see what the Innocence Project does, because obviously they thought that the evidence in that deposition was enough, caused enough doubt for them to take on the case. And I don't think it's like the main Innocence Project that did it. I think it's just like the LA chapter. I don't know. I just don't know. What I do know is that, like I said, I'm about 70% leaning towards I think he did it, because the only other alternative is that those robbers across the street somehow did. And I just don't know. But, you know, it's not a good look when police officers don't contact people that claim that they witnessed her walking the dog. Multiple people, not just one, like multiple people claim that they saw her walking the dog, and the police never even talked to them, or talked to them briefly and then ruled them right out, basically saying like it couldn't, you know, they didn't see what they saw. I don't know. I just think it's not a good look when police do that, and they do that because they don't care. You know, they've already got their theories, and they're just at that point trying to make everything match that theory. And I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying it's a possibility. And none of those people were contacted. Now, I think his lawyers, though, have talked to all those people. And I don't know. I just don't know. I think it's most likely that he did it, though. He's a liar. The dude's soulless. Like, that's one thing about watching back through and watching all the footage of him, like, completely dead behind the eyes. The dude has no soul. And I hate to say that about people, but that's just the feeling that I get from him. Like, and I feel so badly for her that she was just the unlucky person that married him and got involved with him. And I hate that, because he's such a con artist and he pretended to be somebody that he is not. Okay, I picked this up from the Dollar Tree too. This is the Essentially Ageless Luminizing Blush infused with camellia oil. It's just this really, really pretty pink, and we're gonna give this a go. People say really good things about these Essentially Ageless products. I've heard that the powder is like really, really good because it's made for, I guess, like, you know, aging skin or whatever. So yeah, it's really pretty. I wouldn't say it's luminous though. It's definitely matte. The LA Colors, now this one I would say is luminous because it's got like shimmer in it, like micro glitter, which is not for everybody, but it is for me. Okay, I'm gonna use, I haven't used any of my Becca highlighters for a long time. So this is the Becca highlighter in the shade Rose Quartz, which is just really pretty pink. You guys can see, I've got pink, I don't know if you can see, I've got pink flowers on my dress. So I'm gonna do, we're doing pink today, we're doing pink. Actually, that blush is kind of luminous. But anyways, so yeah, I've got so many things on my Netflix watch list. They've come out with a lot of stuff since the last time I had it, so I'm excited to watch a bunch of stuff. And then what else? Okay, this is the eyeshadow palette we're using today. This is one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes in my collection. I love it so much. This is the Uoma Black Magic Coming to America 2 palette, and I'm just gonna be using these pink shades and a little bit of this. Oh, I love this palette so much. So I just got caught up on TikTok watching this crazy story of this girl. It was another one of those Who the F Did I Marry stories. And I don't think anything could be quite as crazy as the original Who the F Did I Marry story, with the one she did like 72 parts or something crazy like that. I'm gonna just throw on some eyeshadow primer. This girl was married, she married this police officer, and she was a paramedic. I think her name is Jerica. And this dude, he is just one of those dudes that just cannot keep it in his pants. He cannot not be cheating, and not just one, like multiple. Like he's got multiple women like at the same time. Like cheating on his girlfriends that he's cheating on his wife with. Like one of those kind of guys. And anyways, oh, this poor girl. She's told most of her story on TikTok. Okay, we're gonna go on with this. And the girl, so he ended up getting, one of the girls that he was cheating with, he ended up getting pregnant. And this girl that was having an affair with this woman's husband and is now pregnant by him, and got pregnant while he was still married, has had, I should say, the audacity to get on one of her TikTok videos and call her a liar. And I mean, this girl's got receipts. She's got all the text messages. She's got some videos. Like she's definitely telling the truth. And this girl had the audacity to like get on. And I think it's funny because this girl that's pregnant, I would bet like $1,000 that he's cheating on her with somebody else. And I guess this girl was a dispatcher. He was a sergeant, like a police officer, and she was a dispatcher. And he got fired. They both got fired for having a relationship because technically he was her superior. Like, how dumb do you have to be? But anyways, this poor girl, the first time that he cheated on her, she just kind of like stayed with him and forgave him or whatever. And then the second time she found out, again, she stayed with him and forgave him. And the thing is, she kept going out of town because she's like a traveling paramedic. So she would go away for like 6 weeks at a time. It's like, dude, your husband is just a hardcore cheater. And you think that, and he's doing it right under your nose, but you think that leaving for 6 weeks to go out of town is like a good idea. That's just not a good idea. So, but anyways, they eventually, I think their divorce maybe was just finalized or is about to be finalized. I don't know. But anyways, I don't usually even watch stuff like that, but there was something about this girl and her story that just kept me hooked. And I just felt so bad for her because, gosh darn, I don't know why some people do that. Like, if you are just not the marrying type, if you are just not, like, you just cannot commit to somebody, do not get married. Like, why do you do it? I don't know why people do it. It's just crazy to me. But anyways, so yeah, I got sucked into that. I think I'm gonna do my under eye today. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I watched. I don't think so. I just keep that kind of stuff on in the background. Usually when I'm like working on the computer. That's what I've been doing with the Lacey Peterson thing. And I'm only on the second part. So I don't know where it's gonna go. And I'm interested to see how they, like, I don't know. I'm just interested to see how they, like, what narrative they take. If they're going to, like, if they're gonna present any of the stuff that his lawyers presented in the deposition, or, you know, I'm just interested to see where it goes. It's literally one of the worst cases I've ever seen or heard of. It's just absolutely horrifying, and I hate it because she was so excited to have that baby, wanted nothing more than that baby, and it just should have never happened. I mean, it just should have never happened. Changing subject, last night when I was in Target, I saw, I don't know if any of you guys have used anything from the brand called Naturium, but they have this like oil body cleanser that I am like really interested in, but it's like, oh, is it worth paying $20 for? I don't know. It's a huge bottle, so it would last forever, and I think $20 is a fair price for it, but it was one of those situations where I was like, I don't know, am I gonna not like it because it's not gonna feel like I get clean with it because it's like an oil product? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this kind of dark purpley color just on the outside, just to create a little bit of depth. I don't know if that did. Yeah, it did. And then I am just going to use like a little pencil brush, and I'm just gonna put that right in the corner on the bottom lash line. But anyways, yeah, I'm really interested in that brand. I'm really interested in their moisturizer, but I'm very nervous. Like, well, you guys know, I've told you so many times how nervous I get to try any kind of new skincare. They also, I didn't realize that Target also carries Prequel, which I'm also very interested in. I think next time I need a cleanser, I'm gonna get that glycerin cleanser that they have. I've got so many cleansers though, I probably won't need a cleanser for like a million years. But yeah. And then I'm also interested in their retinol, because I think it's a retinol, if I remember correctly. I'm just gonna run this right along. I just want sparkle on the bottom too. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I almost forgot. So I told you guys last week that I was in a massive reading slump, that I read 2 books in a row that just I didn't enjoy, and it put me in like a massive reading slump. Well, thank goodness I had and I told you guys that I was just gonna pick up the Josh Malerman book, the new one called Incidents Around the House, which I did, and I read in one sitting. Like, I could not stop. The last 2 books that I read in one sitting, because once I got going on them, I just could not stop reading them, and oh my gosh, they were so good. Incidents Around the House gave me like It Follows vibes, and I loved that movie It Follows. In fact, I just rewatched it like last week or week before. It's like a really creepy movie. And then after I read that book in one sitting, I turned that book into the library and then immediately picked up another one called We Used to Live Here, which it's getting hyped up on TikTok a ton right now because, you know, people like me who are already like getting into spooky season, even though it's still the middle of summer, I'm already like starting to read all the creepy books, partly because I know by the time October comes around, I'm not going to be able to get my hands on the creepy books, and so I'm like getting a jump on it and reading them now. Anyways, it's a book called We Used to Live Here, and that book, everybody is saying like that book scared the crap out of them. And I'm one of those people that I'm like very, very hard to scare. Nothing ever scares me because I don't know, I guess because I've been watching scary movies for so long, like since I was a little kid, and I'm just not one of those people that gets scared very easily, but that book actually scared the crap out of me. It's about this couple who buy this house like up on a mountain way in the middle of nowhere in Oregon, and they're gonna flip it to sell and like for profit. And so one of the women is home in the evening, and this family shows up on their doorstep, and the husband's like, hey, this is my childhood home. Like I used to live here. I grew up in this house. Would it be okay if we came in and looked around? Well, it's going to take 15 minutes tops. We'll be gone in 15 minutes. Well, of course, things happen and the family does not leave in 15 minutes. And it goes downhill from there. And it is such a creepy movie. Not movie, I'm sorry. It is such a creepy book. It actually scared me. I was reading it in the middle of the day, and I read that book literally in one sitting, cover to cover, one sitting. I could not stop reading it. It was so stinking good. So yeah, I've got like a bunch of, I think all of the books I've got requested for hold right now are like all horror or like scary thriller books. So I'm definitely getting into spooky season early this year, which I can't wait. I already feel like it's spooky season, and I'm kind of glad because I'm just gonna roll with it this year, because I'm hoping that by the time Halloween rolls around, I will feel like I have been able to actually celebrate spooky season, because a lot of the time it just goes so fast and I feel like it's just here and gone. And it's my favorite time of year, so I try to like savor it as much as I can, but most of the time I just like, I can't because it just goes by so quickly. Speaking of which, I went to Dollar Tree. Well, when I picked up these blushes and bronzer, I went to Dollar Tree and they had so many cute freaking fall decorations out. So I went a little bit crazy and I picked up some fall and Halloween decorations. I picked up these little pumpkins that the lid comes off, like they're little, they're like little pumpkin, what do you call them? Like, I don't, why can't I think of the word? Like containers, like little pumpkin containers. So I got a white one, I got an orange one, and my favorite, this is the cutest, you guys. They had these little acorns. Oh my gosh, how cute. So I'm having to, like, my husband was not happy that I bought a whole bunch of fall stuff already because he's like, it's way too early. And, which I get, like, I get it. He doesn't want to be looking at fall stuff right now. But, yeah, I got a whole bunch of stuff. So I've got stuff lined on the back of my desk here, and then I've got stuff all in the window too, because I picked up a whole bunch of stuff and I was like, I'll just keep it in my studio until it's time, because I could not get it, because I know by the time I was like ready to get it that it would be gone. Okay, I'm gonna use this Legit Lift Lash Primer from MAC. I think I tried this like last time. Oh my gosh, I cannot stop thinking about that girl. The one that and I think it's because I just watched it, like, as I was kind of poking around getting ready to sit down and film. I just watched her, like, it was a whole playlist of her story. And now I just cannot get it out of my mind. I feel so bad for her. Like, she has really been through it. Can you just imagine? Can you even imagine being somebody's mistress, having an affair with a married man, getting pregnant by him, and then can you even imagine, as this woman is like telling her story on TikTok, you get on her videos and start commenting and calling her a liar? Like, can you even imagine what kind of a human being you have to be to do something like that? I can't even fathom it, because my brain just, like, I can't fathom that. I just can't even imagine, like, what kind of a person you would have to be to, you know, and I don't necessarily blame these women for getting involved with him, because I don't think that he obviously presented himself as a married man. And in fact, the first girl that she found out about, I'm pretty sure she didn't even know that he was married until the wife like contacted her on Facebook and told her. So, you know, you can't blame people for getting involved with married people if they don't know. But dude, once you know, like, then and then if you continue to carry on, which I think that the girl that didn't know maybe at the beginning but then was told, I'm pretty sure she did carry on even after she knew that he was married. So, you know, these, I don't know. It just makes me wonder what kind of lack of decency and lack of self-respect do you have to want to carry on with a married man? Like, I really do think that there's something like really, really wrong if you have such a lack of self-respect that you would carry on with a married man. Like, I just can't even. Okay, I'm gonna use finally this Stila. This is the Stila Beauty Boss lip gloss, and this is in the shade Synergy. I found these at Dollar Tree. This is a really pretty pink. Oh, it's really pretty. Dude, I feel like I just sat down and started filming and like I'm already done. And I don't know if I just filmed really, or if I just did my makeup really fast, or if I've just been talking so much that it went by really fast. I'm not gonna lie, I love how this Stila lip gloss smells. It's really nice, but I am not gonna lie, I don't love the formula. It's really not like a super comfortable formula. I think I'm gonna add a little tiny bit of this because I want this to be a little bit more pink. So yeah, that's way better. Yeah, it definitely needed some more pink in it. It was just too light the way it was. So anyways, you guys, that is makeup done. That is how the eyes turned out. I love a pink eye. I'm sorry, excuse the mascara that I got all over my eyelid, which I do every time I do my mascara, because I cannot, like, I just cannot do my mascara without, or put it on without getting it all over. Gosh, I watched another series on TikTok of this girl, before I forget, that went on 50 dates over a 3-year period, and she wrote an article and she talks about every single one. And that was wild too. I mean, normally, again, I wouldn't watch stuff like that because it's not that I don't care, but it's just not anything I'm super interested in, because it's just not anything I can relate to, or, you know, but it was interesting. And so I sat and watched that. Okay, anyways, so you can see I've got pretty little pink flowers on my dress, which is why I wanted to do a pink makeup look. But anyways, you guys, I do hope that you all enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.